Well, good day. Ira Epstein, and here we are on Wednesday, the 29th of May, 2024, about 5:25 p.m. Central Time with your metal market wrap-up. First, let's understand the whole marketplace today. One way to look at it, it caved in. We saw markets down one area after the other. It was the stock market, as you can see. You're fairly stable tonight in the Russell, but everything else is down again, catching up with where the market fell between 3 p.m. when the stock market closed and where the futures dropped in that next hour, in fact. Then you could see the metal markets were under pressure. We'll talk about that in a minute. In the dollar index, it was up at the expense of just about every currency. They were on the downside. The yen breaking down again and challenging probably that 152 area. Bonds and notes added yield today. And that all started yesterday with terrible auctions for the 2 and the 5 year. That was a big problem for the market. And we're now up where the 2 years challenging the 5% level again. The market doesn't like that. And we saw that the energy markets came under pressure. They were strong the morning, and then they reversed course late in the day. Now, before we get into anything, I have to remind you of first, we have our Memorial Day sale coming off. It will end Friday, so you've got just 2 days more after this in order to take care of it, and then it's gone. And 40% off any of my courses. That's the new charting course. That's my Bollinger Band course, my Outside Day course. Next thing, any 1 year research purchase, 40% off. Got it? Pretty simple. And how you get it is iraepstein.com, or you can move your cursor at any time up here. Now, before we get too far, let's look at what we have for tomorrow. We have the data of economists expecting the second look at the U.S. GDP. Normally, I don't show you all this data, but they're looking for it to grow 1.2% quarter over quarter compared with the first quarter of 1.6% growth, so down 0.4. The advanced chain weighted price index for the first quarter is expected up 3.1%, and that's about even where it was in the advanced first quarter report. So I look at that and I say, okay, so the market's looking for a bit of a slowdown, not the best thing for the economy, probably good for the Fed though. Jobless claims are going to come out at 7:30. They're looking for a small rise. National Association of Realtors, U.S. pending home sales comes out at 9. We're going to get the natural gas storage report at 9:30, the petroleum stocks. And as you can see, we had a big drawdown in the API numbers. Will that be matched by the EIA? We're even seeing that Cushing numbers were, in this case, down 1.71 million barrels compared to last week's gain of almost that. So interesting. But let's go to the chart action and just see what that is offering us. So in the gold, I have been looking for pullbacks in the market. I had told you 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, when I did my gold report, I said, be patient, this market will pull back from that big rally. Well, part of that is going on, but as you can see for the week, and that's why I like weekly charts, you're about flat. You're up slightly, 0.14%. When you go to the daily chart, you see how it's pulled back. All right. Now, if you take a look, the current pattern is lower highs, lower lows. The trend is down. I have been looking for the market to fight a battle when it got down to the 18-day average, looking for support at that number. Right now, that's exactly what I'm getting. I realized the market hit it, went through it, came back, fought the battle, dropped down. Wouldn't be surprised in a day or two if the market tried to get a rally. Could it fall further? Sure. Am I issuing a buy signal yet? I can tell you I'm not. Am I getting ready? Yep. Any move over 23.88 is going to get my attention in the market big time. But you're not there. I'm not interested in catching a falling knife. When you look at the Bollinger Bands, well, you're just about in the center of this market correction, and you're now oversold. So I got my chops going. I do want to own it. I believe inflation's going to stay sticky for a long time. I think the Fed's going to sit pat where it's at. I think that you're going to see the European Central Bank next week cut rates. Canada's right after that. They could go either way. When you look at the gold-silver ratio, and I've moved now to the August gold, look at how the market has come right on down. So once this market got under that average, and I tell you this all the time, you always have an upside bias when you're over, downside bias under, and you often fight battles as you come there. This market even pulled back a little. This just didn't pull back. Here you got the pullbacks a little. You were back and forth action there. But this is the big break in it where silver's gaining on the gold. Have I given up on my bullishness in the metal markets? I want to go on record with you. Absolutely not. Am I still looking to buy copper when I put out that special report? Absolutely. Under the terms that I want. And I wait for the chart to give me the signal. Could I be wrong? Sure. But I'm looking at COPX. I like what I'm seeing there. I'm looking at the futures. I like what I'm seeing there. I'll get to it with you. In the silver market, you didn't give up anything. You haven't embedded, though. You're in an overbought condition, not embedded. I don't see anything to do with that. Copper, I set you up last week saying I think you could fall back to the 18-day average like in gold, fight a battle, get patient, let the market develop something from here. Do I think there's any less copper on the market? Absolutely not. I mean, absolutely not. Do I think there's going to be a shortage of copper? Yep. Do I think this is going to last a long time? I am not talking 6 months or a year. I'm talking years. Absolutely. Do I think the copper demand goes away? No, I think it picks up. AI in everything requires more copper. As economies cut interest rates to spur on economy, write their own economies, why else cut a rate? You're going to spur on demand for copper along the way. So these are the things you start looking at for the bigger picture. However, when you're trading day to day, and that's what this is, you patiently wait. I thought the market could pull back and fight a battle here. If you don't think that's fighting a battle, I'm sorry, I do. In the platinum market, the market's corrected, went to the 18-day average basically, and it's held its ground. So the strongest markets have been number one, the silver. Number two, probably the platinum, then the copper, then the gold. That's the way I'm looking at it. In the dollar index, we've come alive, but what do we have? We have GDP tomorrow. We have the PCE, the all-important PCE indices coming out on Friday morning. Those two are going to set up now what the market thinks going into the end of the month. And remember, just a week from now, you get the jobs report again. So you'll get another round of whatever's happening or not happening. But the dollar, I kept saying, and I still don't understand why people are selling off the dollar if we're going to keep interest rates firm and other countries are cutting their rate. I said it when it was going the other way. I said, I don't get why they're doing that. And we're not out of the woods. The dollar's gone nowhere here. It's not trending. It's just going back and forth against the 18-day average of closes. So you put this together. You try to come up with your game plan. You get to see me in the morning if you go to the research pictures that we have here. And you can join me first thing at 6 in the morning. I record the futures video. And at 9 o'clock, the ETF video. And ETFs are so important because sometimes you don't get the chart picture you want in the futures, but it's right there on the ETF. Sometimes for copper, I'll play COPX in terms of recommendations and not take the futures. Futures might be too much of a risk. COPX is a better play. So I'm always looking to see what to do. And I do think the miners are coming back into play as well very shortly. I'm Ira Epstein. Hope you take advantage. Remember, you can move your cursor or just go to our website. The courses are under education. Under research is where all the morning subscriber and my full research package, a couple updates a day and so on, get sent out from. I'm Ira. You take care.